The purpose of our visit here in China was to do 600 kilometers of rafting on the Nujiang River. The Nujiang is the only remaining major river in China without any big dams on it. And this is a very, very large river. It's massive. I would never even attempt anything like this if it wasn't for my teacher, Rocky Contos, who is probably one of the most experienced rafters, if not the most experienced rafter in the world for big water, remote areas, and long trips. Perhaps I'll do another video on him later. To get here, I first went to Lijiang. Lijiang is a nice old city, beautiful old city on the mountain. The roads are made of stone and there's just plants everywhere. Beautiful place. We went there to pick up equipment. It has been sitting in a farmhouse in Lijiang for the last 5 years.
What do you have?
什么欧米有啦？看那个日期 1904. I think they're just gonna taste stale. 5-year-old chips.
I think that's fine.
They're definitely not that
Not
good.
crispy.
How's the 5-year-old peanut butter?
Skippy. I think it's good.
It just smells like peanut butter.
We'll buy new stuff.
This is a real century egg.
Did it have a little chick in it?
Just mush. The 5-year-old
Crackers.
Pacific.
It should be sealed and good. Let's see.
I can see it's not crunchy. Mmm.
This was a golden corn.
Golden corn.
Open it up and it looks pretty brown. Jeez, that's bad.
We collected it all, we got it all together, inspected it, fixed any repairs, and we prepared it for a 14-day expedition that we were going to do in Nujiang. Loaded it up in a truck, shipped it down to Liuku. This is a place that's near the Myanmar border, it's near the Tibet border, and as soon as we got there, we started to have to go through checkpoints. Every time we went to a checkpoint, it took like an hour. It wasn't a really pleasant experience, but at the time, we didn't think there would be any problem yet. The first thing that we noticed was that the river was incredibly swollen. It was very close to the high water mark, probably around 4,500 tons a second, which is just massive. That's a hard to comprehend amount of water. That was due to probably very warm weather in Tibet, which has caused an early snow melt, causing the water to be about twice the water volume as it should be this time of year. We're breaking this trip into 2 sections, 7 days in the bottom section, which is calmer, and we'll take more friends with us, and then 7 days in the upper section with just Yachi, me, and Rocky, because that section is a lot more dangerous and you need more experience. So after doing all the incredible amount of logistical support and effort that goes into a rafting expedition like this, we decided to start everybody off in a paddle boat. So no gear, no nothing. We just start at the top of the river, everybody in it, and we do 30 kilometers down the river, make everybody comfortable in the river and in this water level.
水蛇哦，我在动哦。
We ended up hitting like a class 5 rapid, very difficult to cross, big hole in the middle. Like that's a keeper hole. You're dead if you go through that hole. But there was a less dangerous path on the right side.
We are going to paddle the raft down through this, into this eddy here, and pick up people over there. I think it'll all go okay. Forward!
After that, I was in the pack raft, went through for me, it's a huge raft. Of course, I didn't have a GoPro on it. I did it perfectly. It was so much fun, but you'll just have to take my word for it because I didn't have a GoPro on at the time. By the way, whenever I travel, I always use Surfshark VPN, who is also the sponsor of this video. I use Surfshark for two reasons. The main one is that I am getting older, and so when I'm out doing all of this crazy adventurous stuff, I am tired and I do not go to a club. I just want to crash in my hotel room and watch some TV, except TV sucks. So when I want to watch something good, I log into Netflix. The thing I want to watch isn't available. I just change the location of my VPN and I can watch something different. This happened to me when I went to Japan to get my Chinese visa, because while in Japan I of course want to watch Godzilla, which for some reason isn't available in Japan, so I had to change my location to another country and then I could watch it. This of course also works when you go back home. If anything's not available in Taiwan, just beep boop boop, switch your country and you can have different options. The other reason is because the internet in China is weird. It's different. It sucks. The Chinese government will block all of the apps that you're used to, which is a lot. If you're using the Android phone, that is a lot of Google services that you just won't be able to access, like your email or maps or anything like that. And so to get around it, either you have to get a tourist SIM card, which has its own set of problems and it's really expensive, or you can get a local SIM card and then install the VPN. And this is so much better because whenever you're in China, you don't have a local phone number, you run into all these problems with payments and processing, or if you want to rent a car or like log in anything, or you're stopped by the police, which is something that can happen. It just makes your life so much easier if you use a local SIM card and have a local number, but you still need to access everything outside, which is why I use a VPN. It's been very helpful in my travels, and I think you'll find it helpful too. Use discount code Xiaofei. There's a link in the description, and you'll get a special discount plus 4 months free. Anyway, we continue down a few large rapids, nothing too crazy, a lot of fun.
Said we were going 19 k an hour back there, but now we're down to around 14 to 15 k an hour. Fun day on the water. We did it. It's all good and safe. Now we're gonna go see what dinner's like.
Yeah, we are survived today.
And we camped there and then packed up our boats for the 6 remaining days of the expedition. So we need food, beer, drinks, cooking equipment, first aid, camping equipment, everything for 7 people for 6 days, plus a couple extra days in case you have some problem in the middle. Quite a major task. And then we started off.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Woo!
Day 2 of the adventure, I was with my own oar boat. This was with Yachi and Patty helping me paddle. They were in this boat because my boat had a higher flip potential than Rocky's boat, which is very stable and safe. My boat is a bit less stable. It's a bit more exciting. At least, that was the plan. And so this is my second time in a paddle boat, first time paddling a river this big. I was having a lot of difficulty controlling it, difficulty adjusting it. I didn't have all my equipment set up correctly, like the oar pillars and things like that.
What happened today?
So today I went over a kind of a smaller rapid and was like, yeah, that was fun. And then there was kind of a bigger rapid ahead, and I was like, this is gonna be even more fun. And so I kind of charged straight down the middle of it.
So I didn't know what happened from the beginning because I was trying to move to the high side, and then somebody crashed down on me. I was like under something, and I saw a helmet in front of me. I'm like, what the fuck? Then I realized it's a person.
Was that you, Patty?
I thought it was Yachi rocked me. Not me. I think she remember wrong.
High side, high side. I thought they'd fallen out, but no, we were good. Everything was good, and we just kept going. That's part of the excitement in being in Xiaofei's boat, because he doesn't know what he's doing. Rocky just goes over everything very smoothly, hits it the exact correct angle every time. That's not what I do. We went through and we found a nice place to camp. Because the water level was so high, just absolutely massive. I don't know if these videos do it justice. It's hard to communicate how much water is in that river when it's flowing at over 4,000 cubic meters per second. There's like just whirlpools so big. You could like take a basketball and just just toss it right into like the hole formed by the whirlpool. It's not something you want to swim in. And we didn't, which was fine. Except on the second day, I knew that the biggest rapids were going to be in the beginning, and I wanted the excitement. So instead of like trying to find a safe path around the rapids, I kind of felt like I was a little bit invincible, and I charged right through, aiming for the biggest part of the rapid every time.
Hey!
They're not like well-formed waves with this much water. They're like haystack waves, which kind of jump up like this, and you get one coming from this direction, one coming from that direction. And it requires like really good control of your boat and also, good communication with your team. Anyway, I didn't have any of that. All I did was, just aim for the biggest part. We got slapped by a big wave. Over we go, flipped over. Immediately everything goes dark. I'm under the boat, push myself under. I see Yachi pop up. Yachi? Hey. I see her. She's fine. Try to get on top.
Where is she? You saw her, right?
Yeah, she was out. Patty's on the other side. She's swimming. She's had enough of us. She swims away, and she swims over to Way's boat, who pulls her out of the water. She's got both paddles. Good for her. That's a really professional move. Save the paddles.
我们现在翻船了，我获救了，后面是救我的Way。那你看前面他们翻船的，在这儿，走的他们还在。
我说怎么不认，这才是盲河滩。
Yachi and I, we climbed up on the boat, and the boat's like still moving like really fast, and the boat's really heavy. There's no way we're gonna flip it over, so we don't know what to do.
Oh, grab on to their raft. All right, you got a long strap?
Rocky, he paddles over to us. He jumps on my boat. Yachi jumps on his boat, and so now Yachi's controlling his boat. Rocky and I are on the upside down boat.
Shit, we're gonna go through some stuff. Let's try and get you flipped before that.
Okay. So for a boat this heavy, the way you flip it over is you tie ropes on it at the bottom, and then try to lean as far back as you can on the other side, and just kind of use your weight to pull it over, which we couldn't do with just two people. It was too heavy, so we tried to like hit the wave and try to get like a bounce off the wave. But yeah, there's too much beer in the coolers. It wasn't going over.
还要一个多一个人呢，两个人翻不起来，太沉了，太重了。
So then Wei paddled over to us. Woo! He jumped on our boat. Then we had the three boat captains were all on the upside down boat. Yachi was paddling Rocky's boat. Patty was paddling Wei's boat. And it was really exciting. I felt like we were playing musical chairs, and just, when the music stops, that's the boat you're on. You just have to take control of it and go with it. But even with three people, it was really hard to flip the boat back over.
Go, go, go! Yeah, 坚持 Yeah! No!
Couldn't do it.
All right, we've got a wave up here.
1.
Go, go, go! Okay. Yeah! Okay. Very good! 滑左边，对，滑左边，就滑左边。Go, go, 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 go! 没问题了，停着，停住，停住，停住！哈哈哈！啊，太棒了！好，太棒了，来，我来。Yes!
Okay, Patty?
Hey, she's got both of them. Look at that.
Oh, she got both.
She's got both of them. What a legend. There were bad places to flip. This was an okay one. And it was really exciting. I was a little bit embarrassed about it. I I felt bad because I had flipped the people in my raft. But Patty said that was the best experience of the whole trip. She loved it. That was exciting.
最喜欢的一件事是什么？
其实我觉得帆船的体验很有趣，因为没有想到会翻船，结果没想到就是翻了。然后跟小飞一起翻，感觉 professional 也是一样会 make mistake。
Anything to say about it?
就是好笑是我的误会，我的 mistake 就是最喜欢。Throughout this whole trip, I learned a lot about rafting. Few people have ever rafted a river as big as the New Jiang.
这个地方就很悬了，进去就出不来了。我靠，好大个漩涡呀！
The lower section of it, the elevation gradient is smaller, and we're actually able to do it safely. And that's like one of the things that's so cool about like these big rafts and the oar boats especially. We're able to just take more people, make more people part of it. And it was so much fun. Every day just kept going further and further down the river. And every day we'd like find new places to camp on the side. And a lot of them were like in the middle of nowhere, and you think you're like alone. Around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, as it gets dark, people would show up with a jar and a flashlight, and they would just start picking up all the insects off the beaches that we were camping at, like these kind of small cicadas. They eat them. I don't know what they taste it like, but you know, people there really love them. So that was funny, and that's part of the experience. Like as we go down the river, we like also meet some people, because like this upper section of the river is not so remote. But as we got further and further down the river, the mountains started to change, the scenery would change. More people got in pack rafts. Xia got into a IK, inflatable kayak, and went over some really big things. Very impressive, very impressive. Hi!
Good job, Chacha!
And it was great. Every day we do about 50, 60 kilometers, and there'd be like a lot of flat sections, so you just relax, you have a beer, you have a drink, have some snacks.
Thank you. Cheers.
If you want to like go talk to somebody else, just hop on a different boat.
哇，流。
It's really enjoyable. And then you get to like a place where it's like, all right, everybody, you know, buckle up. We got a big wrap it up. You know, I need everybody to go paddle all forward. I need the speed. And by that time, I had learned how to control it better. So we never had any more places where you could accidentally flip. Just got more beautiful. We'd pass bridges. You know, we always wanted to camp at these places with the fresh water coming in, a little river, you get a shower. It was great. Every night cooking, trying different foods.
我觉得我适应的蛮好的，我就很好睡，每天都睡得很饱，每天精神都很好。我觉得小飞跟 Rocky 煮的素食很好吃。
你要改吃素了吗？
我每天都拉屎很多次。
We got chili, we got all sorts of stuff. We really ate good when we were camping. Good food, good people.
你觉得这一次的行程跟你想象中差很多吗？
我原本以为每天都会很忙着划船，结果有大量的时间可以划手机。我的网络买太少了，
靠腰啊！
我都不能每天 po IG。
中国的网络太好了，是不是？
我没想到这边的基建这么好。
And we see some cool things, like there's the temperature of the water creates like a little thermal inversion about 6 to 10 meters above the water. I was like confused by it at first. It's actually like smoke from a fire would just hang right on top of the river.
很奇怪的一层烟还是雾啊还是云呐、超级奇怪。
But then like the last night, we woke up and there was like this really beautiful fog on the river that was like limited to just like 10 meters above. And then you can see like, oh, okay, this is like, it's basically like an unhai, but this is the top of the river. Then we were on our last day and we were paddling down the river. This part was pretty calm, pretty beautiful. But then in the afternoon, like a big rainstorm come in. It was just like rain everywhere. You could barely see down the river. Fortunately, there were no like big complicated rapids, but there were still some smaller rapids, but then in the rain, they just felt a lot bigger. It felt really like an adventure.